From Elsa's magically shifting mane in Frozen to a scientific slip-up in Star Wars The Force Awakens, let's take a look at movie mistakes that no one noticed. Here we go. First up, I bet you missed two Ant-Men in Avengers Endgame. Well, Paul Rudd's Ant-Man is one of the zillion superheroes who show up for the epic final battle in the film. And after the Avengers headquarters gets demolished, Ant-Man goes big, literally. He grows into a giant and joins the lineup of badass heroes, striking poses and flexing those muscles. But here's where things get a bit rocky. So in the midst of the chaotic battle, he's shown going from giant size to regular size, fixing his time machine. What happens next is shocking, to say the least. In the blink of an eye, we see not one, but two Ant-Men in action. There's a giant Ant-Man wrestling with space eels. And then there's the regular-sized version who's busy hot-wiring his vehicle. Talk about multitasking. But hey, I get it. With so many CGI characters to juggle, the filmmakers had their hands full. Still, it was wild to see our hero go big and small in a matter of seconds. Moving on from superhero action, let's blast off to a galaxy far, far away with Star Wars The Force Awakens. In this film, the First Order of the Galactic Empire decides to up their game with a super weapon called the Starkiller Base. And boy, does it pack a punch. It can wipe out an entire star system, not just one planet like the Death Star. Now, according to science, when you mess with a star, things should get dark real quick. I'm talking pitch black. But hey, it's a movie that I'm talking about, so the rules of reality sometimes take a back seat to cinematic excellence. Now, in the epic third act, as Starkiller Base charges up its beam of destruction, you can see Ren, Rey, and Finn engaging in an epic lightsaber fight. And guess what? They can all see each other crystal clear, like they're having a casual lightsaber chat over drinks. In reality, though, they should only be visible if they're lit up by man-made light sources. Well, who needs scientific accuracy when you've got an epic finale to wrap up? Director J.J. Abrams knew how to bend the rules just enough to make it an incredible spectacle. All right, get ready for another epic space adventure. Remember Mark Watney from The Martian? That poor guy gets left behind on Mars by his crew, who mistakenly think he's dead. Surprise! He's still alive, and he's not about to let being stranded on the red planet bring him down. In fact, he's got brains, guts, and a whole lot of resources. Now here's where things get interesting. Upon closer look, eagle-eyed fans might catch a glimpse of some behind-the-scenes action. In one scene, Mark regains consciousness, and you can actually spot the cameraman in the reflection of his helmet. Talk about a cameo appearance. And in another shot, it seems like the entire crew is just chilling, watching the action unfold like they're at a movie night. Honestly, the film relies heavily on Matt Damon's natural charisma as he vlogs his way through his Martian adventures. But maybe we should give a shout out to these elusive camera operators who captured it all. They're the true unsung heroes of the movie, making sure we get to witness Mark's gripping survival story. Or maybe filming on reflective surfaces is just trickier than it seems. Either way, The Martian is one wild ride that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. Besides The Martian, one particular scene in Inside Out was also puzzling to say the least. So this beloved Pixar gem takes us on an emotional roller coaster ride through the mind of a young girl named Riley. It is truly a classic. But even the best of the best can have a rocky start. In the very first scene, baby Riley makes her grand entrance into the world, and her mom is there, seemingly wearing glasses as she gazes at her newborn bundle of joy. But hold on, when the perspective switches to Riley's point of view, mom's glasses vanish into thin air. Now, I'm no detective, but something doesn't quite add up here. Why would mom magically remove her glasses in between shots? As a proud mother holding her baby daughter for the first time, she'd want the clearest view possible, right? It's a puzzling inconsistency that raises more questions than it's worth. Maybe the animators were playing a game of hide and seek with those glasses. Or maybe it's just one of those unexplainable movie mysteries. No matter what, the film still show tugs at our heartstrings and reminds us that growing up can be a bumpy ride, glasses or no glasses. Now, let's talk about another head-scratcher scene that left me scratching my head. This time in Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation. So Ethan Hunt and Benji Dunn find themselves in the middle of an insane vehicle chase. As they navigate through the traffic and avoid collisions, Ethan throws in a witty remark. He asks Benji if he has a seatbelt on before attempting a daring stunt. Now, throughout the scene, Benji's seatbelt seems to have a mind of its own. In one shot, it's clearly fastened, and in the next, it's mysteriously unbuckled. It's as if the filmmakers couldn't quite decide how the seatbelt should be. Honestly, it's a confusing mistake that adds an unexpected twist to the scene. As we watch this seatbelt fiasco, it's hard not to laugh at the absurdity of it all. Did Benji forget to buckle up in the heat of the moment? Or did the seatbelt just have a mind of its own, deciding to unbuckle itself at the most inconvenient times? Frankly, this comedic detail leaves me with more questions than answers. Despite the seatbelt shenanigans, the film remains an edge-of-your-seat thrill ride. Speaking of movies that play with the laws of their own fictional universe, let's talk about Monsters, Inc. Now, we all know that Boo's screams and laughs are supposed to be a major power source of Monstropolis, right? I mean, it's the whole premise of the movie. But here's the thing. There are moments in the film that seem to defy this established concept. For instance, take the scene where Boo is screaming her little lungs out in Randall's Scream Extractor, or when she's giggling up a storm while playing hide and seek with Sully in the bathroom. According to the movie's own logic, those power spikes should have been off the charts, right? Still, inexplicably, the lights remain unaffected. It's like Disney forgot to stick their own lore, or maybe they just wanted to keep us on our toes. Now, let's uncover the little quirks and goofs in another popular animated movie. I'm talking about Frozen. Now, this flick has captured the hearts of audiences everywhere, but even in this magical tale, there's no escaping the keen eyes of eagle-eyed viewers, particularly those who have seen the movie countless times due to their kids' obsession with it. One such viewer noticed a mistake that's become quite popular on the internet. During the iconic Let It Go sequence, as Elsa lets down her hair, it appears to fuse through her left shoulder, creating a funny visual glitch. It might not be noticeable at normal speed, but when viewed in slow motion or frame by frame, it's hard to miss. Well, let's let it go and appreciate the overall iconicness of the scene. Moving away from the magical world of Frozen, let's dive into the action-packed realm of the Justice League. Well, most of the attention was rightfully focused on Henry Cavill's infamous mustache removal fiasco. I mean, his digitally altered upper lip became a talking point. Still, there were other sneaky mistakes that slipped under the radar. One such example can be found in a scene between Cavill's Superman and Amy Adams' Lois Lane set in a picturesque cornfield. Now, you might be thinking about what could possibly go with it. Well, it turns out quite a lot. Upon closer inspection, it becomes clear that both Henry and Amy were digitally injected into the scene, so they never actually stepped foot in a real cornfield. Honestly, it's hard to ignore now, even if Cavill's mustache wasn't hogging all the limelight. And that's all about the movie mistakes that no one realized.